Hi, everyone. My name is Lucia Lohman, and I'm the Executive Director of the ATBC. It's my true pleasure to welcome all of you to the virtual ATBC 2021 meeting, which will focus on lessons, advances, and opportunities in the face of global change. We have been working really hard to put this meeting together, and we are very excited for several days of discussions, inspiration, and community. So before we jump right into our meetings program, I actually would like to take just a couple minutes to highlight some of the ATBC's most recent activities and to remind you all about the multiple ways through which you can get involved in the association. So let's get started with Biotropica, our journal, and we were very excited to launch 2 new paper categories last year: the natural history field notes, and also the tropical biology and conservation in the time of COVID pandemic commentaries. So please consider these new journal categories while submitting your papers to Biotropica. The journal has also added new graphical abstracts to all papers published. And it's probably good to remind everyone that ATBC members can publish 1 paper per year without paying the article processing charges. And Biotropica also covers all costs associated with data archiving. The journal really values the diversity of its authors and readers, and Biotropica's policy is to not reject any manuscript based on the English language alone. So in fact, Biotropica's editorial board, which is led by Jennifer Powers, works really hard with authors to help them minimize any language barriers. We were also pleased to see an increase in the impact factor of the journal. This past year was also a really intensive one in terms of our organizational capacity, and our past president, Sarah DeWalt, led a process to review and update the ATBC bylaws, and you can find the most recent version in our webpage. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, which is led by Farah Carrasco Rueda and Flavia Montano Centellas, they work really hard on the ATBC Code of Conduct. And I actually would like to highlight that the ATBC has a zero tolerance policy for any discriminatory behavior and harassment among our members. And among our core values are gender balance, diverse career stages, broad geographical representation, and also multi-scale dimensions, including multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary research. One highlight of past year were the ATBC Webinars, which covered a variety of topics from professional skills to frontiers in tropical ecology and conservation. We were also very pleased to have been able to co-host several webinars with other organizations such as OTS and ESA. The recordings for those webinars are available online and can be watched anytime. You can find them on the ATBC website. We are now planning some additional webinars, so stay tuned for further updates. Thanks to the efforts of the Grants and Awards Committee, especially Patricia Sampaio, Lisa Davenport, and Sabrina Russo, we were able to launch the ATBC Seed Research Grant, and we are very happy to be able to support 10 graduate students working in the tropical regions of the world each year. In an effort to stimulate science communication and outreach from our members, we were pleased to launch another initiative, the ATBC Short Movie Context, which was launched in partnership with Monga Bay and the Band Foundation. We invite you to watch some of the movies submitted for the 2020 version of the movie contest during the meeting breaks. Okay, so how can you get involved? Well, each year we launch a call for nominations for officers. So please be sure to either nominate someone or self-nominate. And this is a really great opportunity to take part on the ATBC leadership. We also invite you to join the ATBC regional chapters. And in fact, if you want to learn more about the chapter activities, be sure to join the chapter side events that will be held next week. Registration for those events are open until Sunday. Joining an ATBC committee is another really excellent opportunity. So please let us know if you're interested in the work of any of these committees and if you'd like to join. The ATBC thematic sections are also another wonderful opportunity. We currently have 4 thematic sections, and we are also open to new ones. So please let us know if you want to join any of the existing thematic sections or if you'd like to propose a new one. Each year in January, we start the new mentoring circles. So stay tuned for the call for the new mentoring circles sometime early in December. And you can either join as a mentor or as a mentee. You can read more about the mentoring circles in our website, but this is an activity that is really appreciated both by mentors and the mentees. You can also apply for ATBC awards or nominate someone for the awards. Please visit also our website to see all the awards available. And I also would like to remind you to please keep your information up to date on the ATBC member portal. So through this portal, you're able to access Biotropica, and through the ATBC member directory, you're also able to look for collaborators, to find other ATBC members who live in your area, to look for expertise in particular topics, search for speakers to include in a symposium, and essentially find out more about the interests of the ATBC members in general. Through the portal, you can also indicate your willingness to join an ATBC regional chapter, a mentoring circle, or a thematic section. So please make sure to update your information and take advantage of all the functionalities that the system can offer. This year, we'll be working on a revised version of our strategic plan. So please let us know if you would like to contribute to that, or just propose any other new activities. So for example, host a training workshop or host an ATBC webinar, organize a special issue for Biotropica, or propose a fun social networking activity, or just be creative. And we are really open to your new ideas. And keep in mind that this is your association, and we are really here to support you and to really help out to develop your career and engage in various activities associated to tropical biology and conservation. So please get in touch, and here's my email. You can find me at director@tropicalbio.org. And without further ado, I would like to wish you all a really wonderful conference, and also would like to invite Ivan Ortiz so he can walk us through HUVA and provide additional guidelines that will allow us to make the most out of this conference. Welcome, Ivan.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the ATBC 2021. During our virtual meeting, we will have 3 days of inspiration and community. ATBC 2021 will provide an opportunity for us to focus on our research and career, and to interact with friends and colleagues interested in topics related with the management and conservation of tropical ecosystems. In this tutorial, I will briefly explain some of the basic functions that HUVA, our virtual platform, brings for us and how we can take advantage of them.
This is the Juba homepage of the ATBC 2021. Within this platform, you can find important announcements, view our agenda, read session descriptions, and reach out to speakers. First, let's start with the agenda. To view the agenda, find the Agenda tab on the left side of the screen. You should see a list of sessions for each day of the meeting. You can move through different days by selecting the date you want to view on the calendar at the top of the agenda. All the hours appear in the UTC International format. If you want to see the time of the sessions at your local time, click at the top of the screen on Switch to Local Time. Once you find the session you want to access, click on it. If the session hasn't occurred, you can add to My Agenda to put the session on your personal agenda or even send a calendar reminder. We encourage you to plan your agenda in advance. During the conference, session links will be available 1 hour before the session starts. Click on it to go to the live session. This only applies for the attendees. If you are a speaker or moderator in that session, you should use the link you received by email to access to your session. All sessions will be run in the native Zoom app. When you have a question for a live session, please ask it through the Q&A function in Zoom. But if you have a question about a session that has already ended, please do so in the Q&A function in Juba. The recordings of each session will be available at the latest a couple of hours after the end of the session. Click View Session to learn more about that session, to read the session description, read the speaker bios, etc. You can even send a direct message to the speakers. Networking. To network with other attendees, click on the Attendees tab on the left side of the screen, under Main Navigation. At the top of the page, you can search attendees by keywords such as their university or company, their current academic status, or their city. To start a conversation, click Send Message to begin a chat. Use your phone to have more ways to connect. Assistance. At any point, if you need assistance, please visit Ask Organizers Anything in the Community section. Type a message here, and we will respond to you as soon as possible. We encourage you to explore the other features of this virtual platform, including the community tabs, the social groups, the organization of virtual meets by yourself, etc.
Well, that's all from me. I hope we all have a meeting full of learning and fun. And now I would like to invite Miguel Martinez Ramos to say a couple of words about the meetings team, lessons, advances, and opportunities in the face of global change and the meetings program. Welcome, Miguel. The floor is yours.
Durante la existencia del planeta Tierra se han producido enormes cambios en sus propiedades físico-químicas. La vida ha evolucionado y ha sido partícipe de estos cambios. Vivimos en el periodo cuaternario que ha tenido una relativa estabilidad climática global de 10.000 años, un tiempo durante el cual floreció la civilización humana. La ciencia es producto de este florecimiento, pero también lo son la alteración del medio ambiente global, la crisis de la biodiversidad y la aparición de nuevas enfermedades, entre otros fenómenos del llamado cambio global. Las alarmas están sonando, urgiéndonos a cambiar esta ruta de degradación por una de remediación y desarrollo que considere los límites de sostenibilidad del planeta con justicia social y el bienestar de las personas. Los biólogos nos hemos interesado en comprender los patrones, procesos y mecanismos que explican el origen, evolución y mantenimiento de la enorme biodiversidad que se encuentra en los ecosistemas tropicales, tanto para contribuir al conocimiento universal como a la conservación de esta plétora de expresión de la vida. También hemos realizado esfuerzos para documentar los impactos de la actividad humana en los ecosistemas tropicales en el contexto de la crisis del cambio global. Además, un creciente cuerpo de conocimientos ha establecido las bases científicas para conservar, restaurar y gestionar de manera sostenible la biodiversidad. En este contexto, la reunión virtual ATBC 2021 está dedicada a abordar las lecciones, avances y oportunidades que están surgiendo en el campo de la biología tropical y la conservación, que pueden ayudar a enfrentar los desafíos impuestos por el cambio global. Un grupo grande de personas, de colegas de ATBC, Han trabajado con mucho entusiasmo para ofrecer un programa amplio, diverso, intergeneracional, con inclusión de género y multicultural. Se han organizado atractivas sesiones plenarias, simposios, aportaciones en formato abierto y charlas relámpago. Las oportunidades para enfrentar los desafíos del cambio global surgen de la construcción de vínculos de colaboración entre académicos de diferentes disciplinas y con personas que trabajan desde la sociedad civil, en las ONGs, gobiernos, empresas, grupos creativos, entre muchos otros. Por ello, se ha puesto énfasis en incluir sesiones que permitan la búsqueda de soluciones en la interfaz de las dimensiones biológicas, económica y social dentro de los esfuerzos inter y transdisciplinarios. ATBC es una gran familia que ha disfrutado de sus reuniones anuales como un lugar para reunirse con amigos, colegas y nuevos contactos. Hemos incluido una serie de eventos sociales que esperemos disfruten y que sigan fortaleciendo nuestro sentido de familia. Muchas gracias a todos los que han hecho posible continuar con nuestras reuniones anuales a pesar de la difícil situación por que nos impone la pandemia que vivimos. Bienvenidos y muchos abrazos. Ahora, para finalizar este evento de apertura, quisiera presentarles al doctor Emilio Bruna, actual presidente de la ATBC.
Bienvenue, Sfagat, Salamat Datang, Bem-vindos and welcome to the 2021 meeting of the Association for Tropical Biology and Conservation. My name is Emilio Bruna and I'm honored to be this year's ATBC president. Since 1963, the ATBC has been bringing together tropical biologists from around the world to share with each other their latest discoveries, as well as their passion for the places where they live and work. In that regard, this year's meeting is no different from any other. The conference committee has put together a spectacular program, and while we're not all in the same place, we are here together. And that unity of purpose, commitment to doing research, education, and conservation that's inclusive, rigorous, and important is needed today more than ever. As tropical biologists, you're on the front lines studying some of the most challenging problems our Earth faces today, and are also responsible for coming up with globally minded solutions. I have no doubt you'll be successful, in part because I know you're not doing it alone. When you joined the ATBC, you became part of a family with over 1,000 members in more than 70 countries. And it truly is a family. 22 years ago, as a graduate student, I attended my first ATBC conference, and I could tell right away what it was that people loved about this organization. You, the members, and the relationships that you develop with each other as a part of the ATBC. And so if this is your first ATBC meeting, I'm thrilled you're here. Please introduce yourself. If there's anything we can do, let us know. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person next year in Cartagena. And if you're a veteran of ATBC meetings, well, I have a challenge for you. Reach out to 5 first-time attendees, introduce yourself, perhaps tell them how much you enjoyed their presentation, ask them about their ongoing research, or just welcome them to the family. On behalf of the organizing committee, the ATBC Council, and myself, Hekuikui, Karibu, bienvenidos to ATBC 2021.